So I wanted to introduce our group here. We have Camila Oliveira, who has all kinds of experience in the clinical research space. She will be our medical associate from Farmacon Global moderating. And we also have Daniel Wainstock, who you just heard from, lawyer and research advisory council on Brazil rare disease caucuses. We have Dr. Camille Rodrigues, who's the founder of Inovatie Brazil, whom we introduced earlier, and Felicitas Colombo, Director of Government and Public Affairs for America's Health Foundation, who was also moderator for us earlier, and Arturo Rodrigues Jacob, the founder and CEO of Infinite Mexico. So Camila, take it away.
Okay, thank you, Sarah, and congratulations. It is a fantastic event. Today's journey has inspired all of us about the rare disease world with a bunch of insights and additional actions that we should take and keep doing a great job as a region, as Latin America, yes? Then to start our final panel, then I will invite Dr. Camila Rodrigues to initiate our panel. And it's for me, it's an immense pleasure to be to have here Dr. Camila Rodrigues, and I'm acting as a moderator for this panel because also Dr. Camila Rodrigues was very important since the beginning of my career under impeccable leadership in the clinical trials field. Welcome, Dr. Camille. Dr. Camille is here. Yeah.
Yeah,
Hello.
I'm here. Yeah, hello everyone. Hello Camila, nice to be here.
Yeah.
Well, let's move on. I'm here.
Yes. Yeah. So, as our first question, Dr. Camille, as you're working at the intersection of digital health and regulation, how can you ensure that the new technologies used in the rare disease research respect the Brazilian emerging frameworks around the data sovereignty while we still accelerate the innovation?
Okay. I would like to divide my answer into two parts, which address different perspectives within the same topic. The first part refers to the regulation that already exists in Brazil aimed for rare diseases. So Anvisa, the Brazilian regulatory agency, has been very sensitive and understands the urgency of approving studies on rare disease for some years already, and as well as medicine registration intended for rare disease. It is possible to request a fast track here in Brazil, shortening deadlines for approval of clinical research projects, as well as the registration of products intended for rare disease in the country. We also have a data protection law in place already, which protects clinical research participants, ensuring the security of the information collected, as well as non-sharing sensitive personal data. And the second aspect that I would like to comment refers to the use of innovative technologies that help research centers to seek information about potential clinical research participants. It is surprising how the search for a patient has been revolutionized by new technology, with research centers in Brazil routinely using artificial intelligence and social networks as an active patient search tool. So all this without mentioning the excellent work of some researchers in generating scientific evidence and organizing initiatives that shorten the diagnosis of rare disease in the country, in addition to generating epigenetic and natural history data on several rare diseases in the country. So I would like to conclude by saying that I really see an awakening of several stakeholders in the diagnosis, treatment, and generation of scientific evidence for rare diseases in Brazil, including research centers, regulatory team in Anvisa, with the support of pharmaceutical industry as well. And of course, this is a very large country. There are regions with better coverage than others and a lot of work to be done, but I'm convinced that the essential tools and regulations for carrying out this challenge are available, which creates many opportunities for carrying out clinical research projects in Brazil. Thank you, Camila.
Thank you, Dr. Camille. I think Brazil, we are in a good shape also in terms of regulation. Nice to know that we can have more studies and it can contribute not just in Latin America but around the world. And also we can connect the tools and experience that we have and make it happen easier. I will move on for this next question that I have here. Then our panel today, you bring us a holistic view and different fronts and perspective for research environment in Latin America, specifically for rare disease. And I will invite Arturo Jaco, founder and CEO of the CRO Infinity in Mexico. Welcome, Arturo, again to our panel. Arturo, your work at Infinity aims to scale access and infrastructure for rare disease care. How can companies like yours support federal data model centers, community ownership, while still making innovation financial sustainable?
Thank you. En, en general, the companies that similar to Infinite needs to have agreements with the pharmaceuticals, and in many cases, and that is my case, I have an agreement with the universities. An example, Albert Einstein in Brazil, or Oxford in UK, or Stanford in USA, that they have programs for rare diseases that they permit that you enter in the research and you collaborate with them. If a particular company try to obtain federal funds, is completely difficult for Infinity in Mexico. Maybe in other countries there are more elements that they permit to obtain these funds. And the form that we obtain this research and these supports for obtain or develop studies in research diseases is about the universities. It is not possible working directly with the governments. It's not possible directly with the companies because the funds is very limited. When you have one university that they concentrate all these funds, all these supports, it's more easy that you develop a new drug for rare diseases. In general, in my opinion, I think that we need to work in the regulatory affairs in Latin America, because we have the association, the patient association, that they permit that they interactive in different countries. But one of the challenge is, an example, if you open one site in Mexico, you only can to use the patient to these sites. And we need to change the strategic, you need to change the logistic, and if there are one center in Latin America that they have the opportunity to include patients for some study, is that all the regulatory agencies to collaborate with this. The idea is to reply this approval for the other countries, and with this to concentrate the patient for this study and reduce the cost, because in regulatory affairs to obtain the ethical approvals or to obtain the MOH approvals, you expend a lot of time and a lot of money, and in sometimes the number of the subjects that you recruit is a minimum.
Yes, do it today. Yeah. Okay. Thank you, Arturo. Now I will invite Felicia for the discussion. Hi, Felicia. Gracias por su tiempo. Per your experience and in front of Government and Public Affairs, America Health Foundation, and the challenge that you have, I really appreciate if you can share with us what role do the clinical trials play in shape effective public policy within an ethical, sound regulation environment.
Gracias, Camila. If you don't mind, I'm going to switch to Spanish.
No problem.
Okay, thank you. Thank you for the invitation and for the great sessions that have been going on throughout these past few hours. So, el valor de los ensayos clínicos en las políticas públicas es considerable. Me gustaría ahora, algunas de las contribuciones que me gustaría, donde me gustaría hacer énfasis, básicamente son cuatro y muchas de ellas ya las hemos tratado, muchos de estos tópicos ya los hemos tratado a lo largo de estas sesiones. La primera que me gustaría enfatizar es la toma de decisiones basada en la evidencia. Los ensayos clínicos proporcionan datos empíricos sólidos sobre la seguridad, la eficacia y la efectividad de las intervenciones médicas. Esto permite que los políticos aprueben o rechacen terapias basadas en el valor científico, que sabemos que es lo más importante, y asignen eficazmente los recursos sanitarios, elaboren y actualicen directrices y estrategias de salud pública acertadas, ¿no? El segundo punto en el que me gustaría hacer hincapié es que un entorno ético garantiza la confianza y la transparencia en las políticas públicas a través del consentimiento informado, del que ya hablamos en otros paneles, que prioriza la privacidad de los datos y la seguridad del paciente. También garantiza que las metodologías sean transparentes y los resultados accesibles al público y por último también la protección frente a conflictos de interés, ¿no? La confianza entonces en las decisiones de salud, en salud pública es esencial para asegurar la participación en los ensayos clínicos, em, el cumplimiento de las directivas en salud pública y la aceptación de los tratamientos que ya están aprobados. Después, otro tema importante acá para resaltar es la equidad y el acceso. La supervisión ética de los ensayos clínicos promueve la inclusión de poblaciones diversas, ¿no? En donde se garantiza que las políticas públicas sean eficaces en todos los grupos demográficos. Y así se reducen las disparidades sanitarias. Esto, la equidad de género y el acceso, de género no, de todo tipo de poblaciones diversas, garantiza que las regulaciones también aborden las necesidades de todos los grupos poblacionales. Y por último, la mitigación de riesgo. Me parece que es un tema también importante a tratar porque en base a ensayos clínicos y un entorno ético dentro de las políticas públicas, em, la mitigación de riesgo es una de las prioridades a nivel institucional que se consideran como una variable importante cuando se toman decisiones. A través de la evaluación rigurosa de los ensayos clínicos, entonces se evitan los daños derivados de intervenciones no testeadas o ineficaces y se reduce el coste social y económico de políticas públicas potencialmente fallidas, ¿no? Entonces, un poquito para concluir, y hay muchas otras variables bueno, que no estamos tratando, pero esas cuatro me parece importante resaltar. Y en conclusión, los ensayos clínicos dentro de un marco regulatorio ético son fundamentales para desarrollar políticas públicas que estén fundamentadas científicamente, que sean equitativas e inclusivas, social y económicamente sustentables, confiables y protectoras del bien público. Y esto es lo que básicamente nosotros hacemos en America's Health Foundation. Ayudamos a transformar la ciencia en políticas públicas efectivas que mejoran la calidad de la salud en América Latina y otras regiones también, en donde estamos incursionando. Así que bueno, básicamente un poco para concluir, este es el último panel, así que esos puntos aunaron un poquito, me echaron un poquito de todos los tópicos que estuvimos tratando y muchísimas gracias por la invitación, por invitar a America's Health Foundation y aquí estamos.
Gracias, Felicitas. Yo creo que estamos muy alineados lo que hacemos dentro de lo mundo de las investigaciones, como sitios, como médicos, como equipos de cross, que garantizar la calidad de los datos con hipótesis, con relatorios muy bien descritos, completos y con datos muy verdaderos y así en combinación con que estamos hablando de temas de gobierno, como se ve todo el resultado de un estudio clínico para solo beneficiar a población. Mil gracias. And we should move for the last question, and we are finalizing our panel. I would like to introduce and invite Dr. Daniel Dr. Daniel, welcome again. Your extensive legal and in policy expertise in research is valuable a contribution, and I wanted to have your insights that you have in your presentation before. In your presentation also, we have emphasized the importance of co-create health policy with patients and specialists. In your view, how can legal framework be designed to both protection data and ensure that the communities have real ownership over how their data is used?
Yeah, so this question is so important, and thank you so much for inviting me to be on this fantastic event. All of the panels were amazing, and I'm so grateful to be here, so thank you so much. So to reply to your question, to make sure that we can protect the patient data and at the same time ensure their ownership, the laws should have four things like that I'm going to tell you about right now. First is the consent. So the patients must know how their data is used and be able to say no at any time. So they need to consent to data at any time. The second is involve the patients on the process. So let the patients decide how their data is collected, is stored, is shared. So this is very important, involving the patients during the process. Thirdly, the support of fair use. To support fair use. So public users of data should benefit the patients, and the private use should be regulated so it can improve. At the same time, it protects well the patient data, and at the same time empowers the patients to hold their data. And third and fourth, the fourth thing, lastly, is build trust. So this should be, the law should be transparent and give people the tools to understand and manage their data. Because at the end of the day, the patients aren't just data sources; they should be partners in how data is used, and this is very important to have this view on the patients and to have this trust on them, to empower them to own their data. So I think that the laws should do these four things that I mentioned. And again, I'm so grateful to be part of this amazing panel with all of you guys on this incredible event. Thanks so much.
Thank you, Dr. Daniel.